It was 2 o'clock in the morning when my phone suddenly rang. Half asleep, I reached for it, and the moment I saw the caller ID, my heart stopped. It was my daughter. Her voice was shaking. "Dad, please come get me." Then silence. The call ended. I immediately knew something was terribly wrong, but I never imagined that within the next few minutes, I would witness every parent's worst nightmare. Story. Without wasting another second, I grabbed my keys and rushed toward my car. The roads were empty, but my mind was full of fear. Why did she sound terrified? Why did she call this late? And why did she suddenly hang up? I pressed harder on the accelerator. 15 long minutes later, I arrived at her husband's family house. I jumped out and ran straight to the front door. Before I could knock again, the door opened. Standing there was her mother-in-law. Her face looked cold. No fear, no emotion. I asked immediately, "Where is my daughter?" She looked directly into my eyes and said something that made my blood boil. "She is not leaving this house." For a second, I thought I heard wrong. I shouted again, "Move! I want to see my daughter." She crossed her arms, then repeated the same sentence. "She belongs here now." At that exact moment, something inside me exploded. I pushed past her and forced my way inside. And then I saw something I will never forget for the rest of my life. My daughter was lying unconscious on the floor. Her body wasn't moving. There were bruises covering both of her arms, red marks across her skin. Her face was pale, as if she had been suffering for hours. I rushed toward her and dropped to my knees. I kept calling her name, but she wouldn't respond. Behind me, angry voices started shouting. Her husband walked in. Instead of helping, he started defending himself. Then his mother began blaming my daughter. They said she was disrespectful. They said she needed discipline. At that moment, I stopped listening. My hands were shaking with rage. I immediately called emergency services while waiting for help. I looked around the room, broken glass, furniture overturned, clear signs of violence everywhere, and suddenly I realized something terrifying. My daughter had been suffering silently for months. The ambulance finally arrived. Police came soon after. The family, who acted powerful only minutes ago, suddenly became quiet. Now they were pretending to be innocent. But it was too late. The truth was already visible. At the hospital, doctors confirmed something heartbreaking. She had suffered repeated physical abuse. I sat beside her bed feeling completely shattered. As a father, you spend your entire life promising to protect your children. Yet somehow, I failed to notice her pain. Hours later, she slowly opened her eyes. Weakly, she reached for my hand, then whispered words that completely broke me. "Dad, I thought you wouldn't come." Tears filled my eyes instantly. And right there, I made a promise. No one would ever hurt my daughter again. Strong ending. Sometimes the people we trust the most can become the ones who hurt us the deepest. No matter how old your children become, a parent's responsibility never ends. And that night, I learned one painful truth. Never ignore silent suffering, because sometimes one desperate phone call can save a life. Tell me honestly, what would you do if this happened to your